Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American living in Germany, and I like to review exotic and rare whiskeys. And I think this time I really have something which is fairly exotic and fairly unique. This is called Lost Spirits Umami. So Lost Spirits Distillery, the brainchild of Brian Davis in Salinas, California. This was introduced onto the market around 2013 over here in Germany, Denmark, Ireland, New York, California, and Washington, D.C. That were the only places this was distributed. Over here in Germany, it was 80 euros, which would translate into about $90. And this is and this is very, very important for me, single malt, heavily peated French sherry oak with 59 ABV. Unbelievable whiskey. So Brian Davis has used the THEA method. He also helped patent it, which is a method where you actually take the whiskey and you pressurize it with the wood together, and therefore you simulate the different days and season. More pressure as if it would be winter, less pressure as it's in summer. I just explained the wrong way. More pressure, it actually is like summer, it goes into the wood, and then in the winter it goes back out of the wood because the wood contracts because of the cold. And so with pressure you also get this movement with the wood. Cleveland Underground uses it. One of my favorite American whiskeys was the Cleveland Underground with black cherry wood, and they use exactly this same process. So this has over 100 ppm, and it's Canadian peat and American-grown U.S. barley. So the second thing that they did, or he did, Brian Davis, was he took French oak casks, where sherry was in there, that had already been used in the Napa Valley to finish some wines down there. He bought those casks, took them up to his, I'm going to say his site, his farm, and he recharred the casks and then put port back in there. And then with this pressure process, he actually reduced the process of rejuvenating these casks. Instead of months, it was only 40 hours, 2 days basically. So very, very unique. Second of all, what is unique here is he uses a sea salt brine from the Pacific Ocean. He just can't take water from the Pacific. He takes the salt that has been evaporated where the water's gone, so you don't have the organisms in there anymore. And he uses this brine, this salt solution, and he puts it into his fermentation tank. Why? Well, number one, it changes the behavior of the yeast. The yeast therefore have thicker cell membranes, and it changes the process of it actually transforming the sugar into the alcohol. And second of all, salt also changes the boiling point of water as well as the alcohol, which is very, very interesting. So, umami, last thing, is Japanese, and it means the fifth flavor. Usually we have sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. They have, in Japan, a fifth flavor. They have the savory meaty, which we also have with glutamates. So, enough said. Let me see what my nose says here. This is a really interesting place. Lost Spirits Distillery there in Salinas, California. Did I mention that Brian Davis was a biochemist, so he knows what he's doing from the chemistry standpoint? This is amazing. I would never have guessed that this is 59%. I've had Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, 69.9%. My Booker's, which is, it's over there, often weigh almost up to 60%. I've had Stag Junior, and some Buffalo Trace Oak experiments, and it's amazing what you can do with high ABVs. But 59, no. It's amazing, and it's a sweety sherry type of peat. I'm not a peat fan. I'm not a smoke fan. Balcones so far, everything they've smoked, I've just kind of went, "Ugh." That's also a single malt. Um, Port in Portland, or is it Seattle? I think it's Seattle, Washington up there. There's Westland, and they have also used some single malts with some different types of peats, which are very, very interesting. Totally different. And Brian Davis actually wants to create something which is somewhat similar to this, Kilchoman. I have the Sagnain, as well as the Machia Bay right now at home. I've used these for a tasting once. Not my favorite thing. For me, it's almost like licking a ashtray. Not my type of whiskey, to be honest. I'm more the sherry type of sweet guy. And but this is very, very interesting. Unique. Umami, Lost Spirits. Never, never, never 59%. Never, never 100 ppm. I mean, I remember the first time I smelled an Octomore. I was just like, no. This doesn't even smell like it's 30, maybe 20, 30, maybe. It really, really doesn't smell that peaty. So let's try it. Wow, it's actually drinkable. 59%. My rule is if it's above 50, I'm going to put water in it. But here, I'm not really sure. Now, I get basically 4 things right off the bat. Number 1, I get something very, very salty. It's amazing how much salt is in here. Second of all, I get something that is very woody. There's wood there. It's actually 5 things. Third of all, I get this typical single malt barley, which is great. I love my single malts. I love my ryes, but my single malts are really, really good as well. I think I did a German whiskey evening. I did a whiskey tasting in my home. We had six different whiskeys. And at the very end, I just took an old Pulteney, 12-year-old, put it on the table and said, try it. And we was like, oh, that's so good. And everything else was from Germany, like, eh. It was really, really amazing that a standard, normal, single malt Scotch is much better than almost the best German they've done. So the third thing I get is sherry. Interwoven with peat. And I've never, this is my inexperience talking right now here, I've done 250 bourbons in German. I've done over 100 different Irish whiskeys. I've done 25, 30 different Canadian whiskeys. Online videos in German. But I've never yet done or really experimented and tried all the different peated whiskeys out there, especially from Scotland. And that also have the sherry cask peat. And this has it. And this is for me something very, very unique, very, very special, very, very... once the first in your lifetime. Remember the first kiss, the first drive of your car, the first time you went to the university, the first day or whatever. This was one of my first. This was my first sherry with peat. And it's good. It's amazingly good. So Lost Spirits, Umami, if you look online, you'll find some information, not a lot to be honest. That's why I'm doing this video as well. And you will actually see that either people hated it or they loved it. And they were in both directions. It's polarized, the entire community of reviewers that have been out there. And I must say, hey, it's good. I like it. I'm going to give it a B. It's different. It's so different. So different from all the other bourbons. And even so different from all the single malts I've had so far. The only thing that even comes close to it is Balcones. And you have to go for the Balcones single malt. I think it's called the Balcones 1. And it's missing the sherry cask influence. And this is good. I like it. Now, as I said, it was 80 euros back in 2013, 2014. Now it's the summer of 2017, almost the fall. Yeah, 80, 90, 80 euros, $90. So I'm going to just give it a C minus for the price, if you can find it. So I have this little sample list. This is something special. I think I'm going to keep it. Unique. Very, very, very unique. Now, the next video is going to be about the Lost Spirits Fire Dancer. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the wooden pot stills, as well as his problems with TCA. Oh, I didn't translate it. I translated it in the German word on my page here. Trichlorine acid. Ooh, what's that? Cork rot. That's my next video, though. Okay, like my videos, please. Thank you very much. Subscribe and tell other people about this crazy American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys you probably have never heard of. All right, all the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.